So one thing I didn't think I'd ever be saying is that we have a wildfire really close. It started the night before last, and the reason we learned of it is because we heard a ton of airplanes. And because we're so treed here, I can't actually see anything. So I took the drone up, and sure enough, there was water bombers circling and dropping at a really smoky spot, which isn't far. It's about a 10-minute drive, which, because we're in the country, it's a grid, so you have to drive around, but in a straight line, it's very close. And it kind of makes me nervous. So we created some go bags. We packed a few just essential things, including our emergency binder, which is the best thing we've ever created. I'll show you how to make one of those in a little bit, which I think everybody should have, no matter what emergency you've got. But we're keeping an eye on it. This is technically day 2 of it, and it's not under control. It's over 100 acres at this point, and it's still burning, and it's been the driest summer ever. It's so dry, everything is just dead. The grass can't keep alive, and yeah, anyways, it's making me a little nervous, but I'm gonna make sure everything's prepared here. The likelihood of it reaching us is actually fairly low, thank goodness, but the wind direction kind of dictates it going towards us, which I'm not happy about. Luckily, there's a chance of rain in the next couple days, but it's only a 50% chance. And typically how that goes around here is we don't get any rain at all. But the temperature is going to start dropping a little bit, and I hope that really helps. There's also truly nothing we can do about it realistically. That's kind of the worst part. The best thing we can do is just be ready for any evacuation, which again, I think is very unlikely, but it's worth being prepared. We would pack a few things into our van. Unfortunately, I blew a brake line on it, so I've got it just crimped right now, and it's working off of 3 brakes. It's a few things I need to fix on the van, which makes me nervous in times like this where I'm like, when I need our secondary home. So I really got to fix that up. But let me show you some other stuff we have prepared just as our quick go bags. First and foremost, first thing we grab is our emergency binder. The reason this is important is because it has all of our information in it. Everything from emergency contacts, photocopies of every single ID we have, right down to banknotes, photos of each other in case we need to prove anything, as well as all of our account information, emails, passwords. Every single thing about our life is in this, and I think it's important that you make one too. There's been a few times that we've grabbed this just in case, and it'll come in handy if, God forbid, anything ever happens. The other things we're grabbing, obviously, are our passports, some photos, wallets. I do have my drone coming with us just in case. We'll take this up in a little bit and just see how the fire is doing. And of course, a go bag with clothes. So we have 2 days of clothes with extra socks and underwear packed for each of us in this bag. Oh, and one thing I forgot is our battery bank. That way we can charge cell phones, anything when we're on the road or away from home. It's just something that will help. Oh, and one last thing about the emergency binder. Some people would be really nervous to put their life's info in one binder in one place, but I'll tell you this, it's far easier for someone to scam or collect all of your information online. A burglar coming into your house is not going to know you have this and find it in the hidden place that you've got it. It is far more secure in a binder than all of your information online. So it's worth making one of these and just putting it in a safe place that you can grab easily. A strange coincidence is that we were trying to get ahead for winter and we were stacking all of our firewood the past 2 days while this started. And it made me think, am I just placing a ton of fuel here just outside of our tiny home? And I'm trying really hard not to think that way, but either way, I'm extremely happy that we have this done. We have a ton of fuel prepped for winter with the baby coming. I don't have to worry about it. It's the earliest I've ever gotten our firewood supply done. Normally, like my whole life, I get this done around October. So this is really early and I'm really happy, but it's kind of a strange coincidence with what's going on. So let's put the drone up and take a look what's going on. I've been trying to go up morning and night just to check on it visually. I know that doesn't really mean much because a fire can be really hot and smokeless, but it gives me a little bit of peace of mind seeing where it's at. So it doesn't look like there's any bombers in the sky today, which could be a good or bad thing. Maybe they don't need them, or maybe they're on other calls. When I was flying the other day, I had to make sure to stay really low in the tree line because I did not want to come into any interference with them because they were very close, even though it didn't look like it. If I turn so I can see the screen here, so that's where the fire is. It does visually, which again doesn't mean anything, looks smaller. The patch that's smoky there is very small compared to when I first saw it burning, when it was first going. But who knows, it is still not under control according to authorities. But I'm crossing my fingers that they are getting it under control. It's sad because such a beautiful summer is just so dry and so dangerous. I do know that they were having issues with media crews and other people getting way too close with their drones while the bombers were in air, and they had to block off the roads and try to get people as far back as possible because they really weren't respecting it. The other irony was that where they were landing on the lakes, boaters on the lakes were trying to get into the middle of the lake to watch the planes come in, but they need as much room as they can, especially on our small lakes here. So that was also fairly dangerous. I think people don't use their brains as much as they should when they see something cool. In terms of the rest of our simple emergency procedure, we'd have our go bags, we'd take the van and our 4Runner with Sadie and everything we can. I would leave the sprinkler on the roof, making sure that area is wet. Once again, this isn't gonna happen, but it's always good to have a plan. To know what to do, you can act faster and act more clearly. So this is just all hypothetical. Cross your fingers, we hope to God this never, happens to us or anyone for that matter. Put the sprinkler on the roof, keep it wet there. In terms of the animals, there's really not much we can do. We cannot take them with us. So the best thing to do is open them up to free range and allow them to go where they need to go. And that's just the sad reality of it. And my heart goes out to all those people and all those animals that have encountered that before in reality. But that's just what we'd have to do. We'd open them up and let them free range, and they'd try to get away as best they can and fend for themselves. Other than that, there's not really anything we can do. We would just take the small things we can with our go bags and our documents, and we'd hope for the best. Here's a quick update for you on day 5. So the fire is still burning. It isn't very much bigger, but it has gone underground. According to crews, it is now in the root system and trying to jump. They're still on scene, and we were very fortunate enough to have gotten rain on day 4. So we did get rain yesterday, and it did coat our entire area, but it wasn't sustained for very long. The fire is still burning on the surface, but it has gone underground because it was so hot as well, and they're trying to contain it. We do have 3 more forest fires in our general vicinity, in our 100-kilometer radius. They were started from a chain on a trailer, hitting the ground on the road and sparking a fire on the side of the road. A brush cutter on the back of a tractor hit a rock in a field and started a fire there. And the last one, they don't know the start of it. It is possibly lightning. Those other 3 fires are also being contained. They didn't grow nearly as big as the one close to us, but it is good news. I am feeling much better. I've been feeling the stress of it the past couple days. And like I said, my heart goes out to those people who deal with wildfires season after season. But we are doing much better. It is getting to a point where it's under control. I'll keep you updated. It's really a sobering reality, and I know a lot of you live in wildfire zones and deal with this, and I wouldn't be able to think about that all the time. It is making me rethink the tree line that we have, especially close to the tiny home and buildings, especially with this storm that we had in spring, the ice storm, which brought down a ton of trees. It's making me totally rethink the tree line and using the trees as protection for shade and winter, because they can also become deadly as well. So I'm rethinking that, and I'd appreciate you guys putting any comments in the comments below, sharing any emergency procedures you have, something that might help others reading, or maybe some experiences. Well, keep us and our neighbors in your thoughts and prayers. I really appreciate you watching. Make sure you comment any experiences, procedures, or advice you have for people with emergency situations, especially wildfires. And make sure you subscribe and like this video. Liking this video really helps me out. So thanks so much for watching to this point, and I'll keep you updated, and hopefully we have a completely different topic next week. I'll see you then.